You know what it is. We're back. It's Wednesday for some of us. It's Thursdays for others. But no matter what day it is, we're here for episode 14. 14? 14. Man. Just like it took long for us to get ready for tonight, we've been going long with this freezing cold takes, and we got a long freezing cold take for you tonight. A flying cold take, if you will. And you'll get that. You'll get that when we get there. And I'm just laughing because I gotta bring in this guy first, because how long did it take for you to get that joke, Necron, when I said that to you? The next day.
Yeah. I was like, what are you talking about? Flying cold take.
The next day I see your response from him.
Oh, I see what you did there. Yes.
I just got that.
Sometimes the old brain takes a day or two to kick in gear, I suppose.
You were thinking about it. You were like, I see what he did there. This guy. Did you see what we said on Saturday when we made our take for the Giants versus the Eagles game?
No, I think I missed that one.
Oh my goodness, bro. Well, first before that, we had the Jags versus Chiefs, right?
I think I know who y'all picked though.
And let me throw this banner up real quick so we can just go over this.
I picked the Chiefs on that one. I'm just
what up to everybody in the chat, by the way? Shout out to everyone who's already here, showing up late night, supporting as always. We're not going to waste any time. We're going to get right into the show. And I didn't even talk to these boys before the show started. I was just like, hey, you guys ready to go? They were having a conversation. I just butted in. But with that being said, like I said, we had the Chiefs versus the Jags to start the day off. I picked the Jags because I was trying to ride with the Florida men. And you and Sil both picked the Chiefs. That was a close game, though. That was a close game. Ended up being 20-27. It didn't look close, I guess, but it ended up being close in the end. And Patrick Mahomes got hurt. He got rolled up on. But he came back. He went to the locker room. Everyone was like, oh no. And I don't have that drop on here, I don't think. I don't have the drugs drop, I don't think. Oh, man.
Yeah, it's the drug.
Yeah, I don't have that drop on here. Damn, bro. Oh, I have that on the other one.
Hey,
Yeah.
Money James can go to bed already. It's past his bedtime.
Right?
Get your shots in first, Money James. I love that. And
It's bedtime. It's
Shout out
bedtime.
to you,
Go
Bat
sleep.
Dan. Yeah, if we gotta go to sleep, go to sleep. We should be asleep, honestly, but we gotta have the show first, man. And that's why I don't want to waste any time. I want to get right into it tonight, boys. So I picked the Jags. I lost that pick. Trevor Lawrence didn't look awful. I mean, it was tough. I mean, playing in Arrowhead in the cold, in the snow. It's playoff times. Like, it's his first real
Hey, man. Get a
playoff
break,
action.
bro.
Yeah, you know, he came back last week. Like I said, though, when I was making my prediction, they weren't playing at home, so that was going to be like a real test for the Jags because they had the magic at home and they were able to make that comeback. It's like you can't rely on that on the road versus the Chiefs. And then we had the Giants versus the Eagles, and that's why I was really intrigued to have you on Saturday because you ended up picking the Giants. I had you go first. You're like, I think the Giants are going to win. And I think you just don't like the Eagles.
I just don't
More.
like the Eagles.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's obvious.
Yeah.
I was
Sky.
hoping all the cards would fall in favor for us to get home field advantage. Yeah, first we had to win our game, but we'll talk about that later.
Right?
We will. And Sickness, what up, by the way? What up, Mama Bear? Nightwing, Socks, Money Train, still awake. Like, go to sleep, bro. If you want to stay up with us, homie. We appreciate it. No, Bat Dan just had to pass out too. But anybody who's here right now, we appreciate you being here. Appreciate the replay crew as well. And let's not waste any more time. Talk about this. Oh, man, I want to get into this video, but I got to set it up. So Sil picked after you. Sil picked the Giants as well. And I had an extremely long take. And let me tell you why. Because I did some way too much research, right? This is my research for these games, bro. So I had an extremely long take, and I was thinking about doing a funny, like, fast forward through my take.
That looks like Corey's notebook.
Yeah, dude. I'm really analytical when I come down to my picks, but then it just comes down to my heart at the end of the day. I'm like, all right, what do I know about these teams, just so I can know what I need to know. And then I'm like, all right, fuck it. I'm still gonna go with like what I feel like, or I'll see enough stats where I'm like, okay, well they have a chance, and it doesn't. There's only a couple of games to be picked, so if we all pick the same teams, you know what I mean? It's like there's no way you're gonna win. You're definitely gonna lose if you tie. So I picked. So I wait for Sil's pick. He also picks the Giants. I'm like, oh my goodness, we're all thinking the same thing right now. And I also picked the Giants after a long spiel about how good
You talked yourself into it.
No,
Yeah, it sounded like you did.
no, because if you listen to your guys' reaction, that's why I wanted to set this up.
That's
like,
right. You were
most
setting
of
us
it
up
off.
to think. Yeah.
Yeah, I set you guys up the whole time to think that I was picking the Eagles because their defense is the best in the league this year in stats. Well, besides the 49ers, and in a lot of stats, they're right behind the 49ers, if not better than the 49ers defense. So I was just like, oh man. Yep, set them up. Here's the reason I should pick the Eagles. Here's the reason I should pick the Eagles. And then I also caveated it with Jalen Hurts coming off of a bad week, off of the injury, and having a week's rest. And then I was like, with all that said, you know, I ended up picking the Giants. Long story short, the Giants ended up scoring once, dude. And it was a terrible game. So for everyone's entertainment, for the tables entertainment, I made this video for everybody, and I dubbed it the Flying Cold Take, man. So enjoy. NFC game of the day is why we had to have Necron on this show, man. And that is that NFC Beast Divisional Round Playoffs. We got the New York Giants going into Philly, and this is the only team still left in the playoffs that tied. Let that sit in for a little bit. Now, are they going to tie today on the field? Is White Vic going to show up? I don't know, Necron. You tell me. What do you think is going to happen? The Giants versus the Eagles tonight.
Oh, man. It's going to be a battle, dude. I don't see the Giants letting them roll over on them. But damn Eagles are so damn good, and it's going to be at home. But this is the Necron hot take of the day. I love the G-men. I think they're going to have an upset.
We'll see.
I'm going with the Giants, dude. I don't. It's just a gut feeling. You can roast me next week on freezing cold takes if I'm wrong, because I could be deadly wrong. But I don't know, dude. I like the Giants, dude. Sorry, to Eagles fans. I never see it with them. And it could be my cowboy bias coming through without me subconsciously, knowing that it's doing it. But I don't know, man. G-Men went in the great Vikings stadium, and they won.
They did.
They won. Did. They're playing. They got the first big win against underdog game, and they won. I think they can go in there and beat the Eagles too.
Got a coach that got Daniel Jones, knows how to use him properly. Yep. And you got Saquon, you got a solid defense, and they spread the ball around. Right? I mean, that's a good formula to, win on the road, right? So, and then with the Eagles, I mean, they got a quarterback they use properly, Jalen Hurts. Just a little caveat, he's coming off this injury.
Yeah.
And they looked a little shaky going into the playoffs.
Ooh.
Now, from my perspective, I remember my old Colts teams back in the day. We win 13, 14 games a season, get a little shaky towards the end of the season, catch an L in the playoffs. And I'm actually agreeing with Necron, going with an upset special. The Giants are going to beat up the Eagles. I think Jalen Hurts is not going to be 100%. And that's their offense, man. If he's not coming out guns blazing, you giving the Giants a chance, they win these close games. It's going to be a close game. I think the Giants going to win this, man.
Woo, we got two upset special picks for this night game. And y'all thought I was crazy with my Jags.
That was crazy. Yeah, that was
That's crazy, bro.
That
Going to be very interesting to see how the Giants can pull one out with this. And with all that said, I fucking hate the Eagles, so I'm going Giants. Let's go, Giants. You can freaking win. You can win the game tonight. You thought my Jags take was bad? Oh, boy.
What's it going to look like? How long does that injury hold up this evening? They're down to 5. Hurts will look to throw. He's got Goddard with a long pass. Dallas Goddard in. Touchdown, Philadelphia. What a catch, and he turns it into a score from 16. Great catch by Dallas Goddard. Never breaks stride. He shook Xavier McKinney with the outbreak. You can see right there, he stumbles to the ground with that. Is an excellent.
Dude,
That was pretty bad, dude.
that might be the worst yet. That was the worst.
He said, "Joe, y'all thought
Wow.
my Jaguars take was bad." Hey,
Dude,
he
total
predicted it.
garbage.
He
It's
predicted
trash.
Bro. At least I know how to set myself up in the future for a good video for freezing cold takes, bro.
38-7. Oh, we're gonna be a Giants gonna show them.
Gonna be a
Man.
close game.
I don't think that they're gonna like get ran over. Who said that? Was that
I
you,
think it was
Negra?
me. Yeah. Yeah.
That was exactly what the hell happened. They went there and got ran over, bro.
They didn't even know they were playing a game, dude. They got destroyed, man.
Oh,
Wow.
goodness, dude. Hey, I had to put that together, man. Once I remember,
That
I
was
was
a
like,
good
yo,
one too, Austin. Looked good.
Thank
Fucking
you.
hilarious.
That was one of my favorites to make. I was like, oh, this has got to go down like this. And now I think I got a new way of editing those freezing cold takes to make them a little more hype, because that was just rewatching that. That was the first time I actually watched it all the way through, because I was kind of trying to finish it right before the stream. Man, that was fun. Dude, I gotta read this comment by Money Train James. I'm in the middle of a drug deal for Pat Mahomes. Got to get that ankle ready for next week. Yo, he looked good today in practice. I wanted to talk about that real quick. I know he got his ankle hurt, and thank you for being here still, bro. He's like, fuck that. And during the middle of the video, he said, fuck work. Y'all got 5 more minutes.
He wants to see me squirm during that Cowboys talk. That's what that's about.
Hey, we're gonna. Yeah, he's still holding on to that Lions take, yo. That was Sill's last take on the Bears of the season. The last time he could get hyped for his team, so he got real.
Oh yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one too.
Bear down, you know what I'm saying, right?
He even had the rah-rah speech and everything. That's right.
Yeah. Oh, Sin, dude, Havoc likes the Giants too. I'm sorry, bro. Yeah. I'm sorry you had to experience that, and the Eagles had to look so cool on that video. But hey, I had to do it to you. Had to do it. If I'm making the video, anyone's gonna look cool, bro. But yeah, that's how that game played out. It was a freaking blowout, which was crazy to watch. And when it started, and I picked that play to highlight that Dallas Goedert one-handed just with ease, just boop, picked it out of the air. Then just did he fell into the end zone. Like he's just like, oh, and kind of reversed into the end zone, the Dodger guy. And when that happened, I was like, oh man, that was way too easy. Like that game better not be like this. And it was, man. It was. The play right before that I showed too, just briefly. Like he just threw a dart. Jalen Hurts just threw a dart for like 40 yards down the field. It's like, man, this team looks high flying action. So we'll talk about what the NFC Championship is going to be. So they made it to the NFC Championship. The next day, the first game was actually the Bengals versus the Bills. And thank you, Havoc. I appreciate that. The Bills versus the Bengals, man. At Orchard Park, right? They have Damar Hamlin in the stadium. He's in one of the owner's suites. And before this game, I told you guys, I said, guess what? Oh, well, we did say that. We were like, man, it's crazy. We talked about that too. We just like took a little moment. We're like, that was awesome that he's gonna be there. But I also told you guys that it was gonna be too emotional, and that namely Josh Allen was gonna be too emotional, and he was gonna make mistakes, and he was gonna try to do too much. And that the Bengals were actually going to win and win convincingly. I said by a couple of scores, I said. And you guys were like, what? Here we go again with your freezing cold takes. But I'm like, nah, I really feel that one. And the reason I first started my take, I said, Joe Burrow's got more swag. And
which you got after me when I made that comparison. When I made that comparison to Tom Brady, we ain't talk about swag and this and that. But now it's cool to talk about his swag. Well, I'll let it slide, Austin. But I ain't forgot.
Hey, Tom Brady's got more swag than Joe Burrow, anyways. We talking about.
Yo,
Hey, dude, he's
Joe
got
got
his own
swag,
brand.
yo.
He
Uh,
does.
Yeah,
He
he got
does.
Yo, Tom
Wait,
Brady
that
does
was
not have more
swag?
swag than Joe Burrow, bro.
Yeah,
No
he does.
100%.
way.
He's got more
No,
swag than anybody,
no.
dog.
Bro,
Okay,
you bugging.
let's just carry on the conversation.
Yeah,
'cause
what
this
do you
ain't gonna
mean?
go
This
nowhere.
isn't-
you
you guys aren't
bugging.
going to
'Cause he
convince me
knows he's
otherwise.
wrong, but he ain't
Come
gonna
on,
admit
bro. Yeah, what do you mean?
Joe Burrow, bro, that's a cold dude, man.
Yeah, that is, bro. But he has not won a Super Bowl yet, so I don't want to hear about no swag.
But what's
How
that got to
old
do
is
with
he?
swag, though, bro?
How old
Yeah,
was Tom Brady when he won his first? Younger
it
Bruh.
than
has
Joe.
nothing to do with swag.
Bruh, swag is in you, not on you, bro. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
that's what I'm
Like,
saying. That's what I'm saying. Who's the clutchest quarterback of all time?
Roger
Just saying.
Look, let's just move
That's
on,
in
bro.
you. That's just in you, bro. That's not on you, bro. That's just in you.
Necron, what is he talking about, bro?
You
His
said
favorite
that.
Tom
You said
Brady.
that.
Hey, there ain't
We
gonna
on the
nothing we're
same
gonna
page, right,
say.
Necron?
Bro, I use the
Nothing
test to
we're
take
gonna-
the test, bro. You can't beat me with this. All right.
Bro,
Anything you throw
are
at me
we on the
about
same
Tom
page,
Brady,
Necron?
I'm hella defensive about Tom Brady right now because he's probably leaving Tampa Bay and shit. So I don't even want to talk about that, right? We're
We're
talking
just talking
about the
about
divisional round.
swag, bro.
Yeah.
Burrows, bro.
I didn't even listen. Everybody in the chat, everyone rewatching this, I didn't bring up Tom Brady this time. Necron did.
I
This
did.
guy.
Because
This
you're
guy
saying
right
he
here.
got more swag, but when I
Right
made that
here.
comparison to
Right here.
Brady,
This guy.
I got the
Everyone who's looking
fucking.
at the screen, I'm pointing at him
like,
right
what
here.
the fuck? I'm just saying the dude got more
Bro,
swag. I'm not saying he's
Joe
better.
Burrow's a cold dude, bro.
Bro, this
Like,
this isn't nice either, Mikey. All right, bro.
Even Mikey throwing in his 2 cents, bro.
This isn't nice. We're not talking about Brady right now. Leave the man alone. Leave the man alone. And I'm looking at you, dude, who filmed him while he was looking at schools. Fucking weirdo. Leave Brady alone. And that's all I'm going to say. We're talking about Joe Burrow versus Josh Allen. And he came in the Orchard Park and he fucking killed him, dude, with ease. Woo,
Yeah,
all
it was
over the
pretty
field.
amazing.
And the
Bruh.
Bills, they played emotional. And Joe Burrow is your brother. That's awesome, bro.
Bruh,
Thanks, Socks.
Joe Burrow be walking into the stadium with fur coats on, bro. Like, that's a bad dude, bro. That's a bad dude.
Joe Burrow is dope. Yo, get out of my chat if you think Brady is overrated. Yo.
Oh my God! Like,
Get out of my chat, dog.
Now we kicking him out of the chat. What's going on, yo?
Just kidding, Nightwing. But seriously, don't
Joe
disrespect Tom
Burrow
Brady.
looked like he was like from the Beastie Boys from back in the day and shit. He's just cool like that, dude.
Mikey, he's got a newer, younger model. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Mikey. Like I said, we're talking about Joe Burrow and Josh Allen and how Joe Burrow
He's licensed to ill
kicked
at the
Josh Allen's ass, dude. And I told you guys like that was just gonna be too emotional and that Josh Allen wasn't gonna be able to step up to that plate. Like Joe Burrow's he hasn't won a Super Bowl, but at least he made it to the Super Bowl last year, right? And at least he's won a national championship. Like he's been on a big stage before. If not even a bigger stage as far as being in a stadium with full of people. Like college stadiums can get more attendance a lot of times than NFL stadiums and get more ruckus too. So it can seem like and more of an intense atmosphere. And especially even back then when he was doing that, he had like college classes and shit. He had an uncertain future. He didn't know where he was going to go in the NFL. He knew he was going to go, but he didn't know what was going on. Now he's been in this team for multiple years. They have invested in him and they're gonna pay him. Like he knows what he's doing. He's fully confident, fully aware, and this is his job. Like he does this every day now. He doesn't do anything else besides football. So he is completely dialed in, and he showed Josh Allen this weekend. And with that said, that's your AFC Championship. Chiefs versus the Bengals. And man, I'm really looking forward to that. It's like two young quarterbacks. Everyone's like, oh, who's the next Tom Brady? Who's the next whatever? And that's when I'll bring up Tom Brady. He's like, well, I want to see either of these guys win multiple Super Bowls first. And then we can start talking it. I mean, Patrick Mahomes only has one and Joe Burrow has none. So let's get multiple Super Bowls before we start making Tom Brady comparisons. All right. That's all I'm saying. With that being said, though, these quarterbacks are some of the probably top three in the game right now, and I can't wait for the AFC Championship game this weekend. Now, early predictions, boys. Who do you think is going to win? Either KC or Bengals, and I'm not sure who has home field advantage. Probably KC.
I think it's KC.
But I don't know if it's the neutral site thing plays in here. Probably not, because that whole thing is. I think it's out of play now because the Bills are out and the Bengals won. But who do you, Necron? Go ahead, give your take first. Chiefs, Bengals. Who do you think is gonna win that game? Do you have any thoughts?
Well, dude, even if Mahomes is like freaking 50%, he's 100% better than almost every other quarterback at 50%. So we got to take that in consideration. The dude's a killer. And also, I almost think too, when he's hurt, he has to play more conservative, which means he might be a little even more accurate and a little less crazy because he won't be able to do all the crazy, backyard football crap that he can do. So, but with that being said, Dude, I'm about the Bengals and the AFC now. I'm gonna go with Burrows and them. I probably, whatever if they lose, but that's who I want to see win. So that's who I'm gonna go with.
Me too. That's who I want to see win too. I just like his story better than Patrick Mahomes. And if I'm being honest, man, I've never liked Patrick Mahomes' voice. It's always just annoyed me a little bit. If I'm being like completely honest, like down to my bones.
That's objective.
I
don't like this dude.
He's a great player. I love watching him play, but as soon as he talks, I'm like, man, I don't know about that. Like, I don't know. Like, and every time I see him in State Farm commercial, I will say though, the funniest State Farm commercial in a while is that Andy Reid one where he's drawing markers on the players' faces, and Patrick comes up, he's like, it happened again, and he just goes, oh, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. That shit fucking kills me every time I see it, bro. Because it's Andy Reid and he's got that big fat fucking mustache, and he just doesn't look like an actor, but he kills that scene, man. He kills that scene. Yeah, never doubt the power of drugs. I think Patrick Mahomes will definitely be fine to go. And like I said earlier today, even there was a video of him at practice, and he looked like he was chilling. And I don't know if you guys saw. I should have got it. But I did see that the Bears reposted a video of Joe Burrow before the Bills game, and they reposted the video with a video of Justin Fields because Justin Fields did it first. But Joe Burrow in warm-ups while the snow's falling in slow-mo, they have a video of him throwing the ball and doing a 360 and like holding the follow-through and like hopping around. And while he's hopping around, you just see deep in the background the football player just going deep and the ball just landed right in his hands.
Damn.
He just like flicked it like off his back foot and just did a 360 while I did it. And it looked sick as fuck. But then right before that, and Sue will love this. That's what I mean. The Bears reposted it and it's like, oh, we've seen that before. And it was Justin Fields doing it like earlier this season. And he did it way sicker. Like he did it like a fadeaway and looked away before he threw it. I was like, okay. Justin Fields is sick. He needs to get a team around him. But who's in the playoffs right now? Come on, Bears. I'm like, don't go at Joe Burrow right now, dude.
That's a little petty hater right there.
I know, dude.
Like, what are you doing?
We saw it first. We did it first.
Oh yeah, well, we did this too in practice. Whoa, watch out! You did that in practice too, and even better. That's great. Fucking do it where it matters. I'm talking about practice.
Dude, it was, but it's a cool move. I've never seen that done before, and it just made me think though about these quarterbacks, and they're young, and it's the social media of quarterbacks. It reminds me kind of watching videos of basketball players like do tricks and shit, and you can't really do tricks in football, but here they are like doing sweet tricks, like flicking it 60 yards real quick. So it makes me excited for the future and what even younger guys will do coming up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's a hard transition, though. It's a hard transition going out of Brady-less football. It might be soon. It's going to be sooner than later, obviously, but I don't think next year will be Brady-less football. And let's not forget about the last game, though. Necron, I'm not letting you slide out of here.
What game you talking about, bro? That was it.
What did we say, man? We said we gotta watch out for that Niners game.
Yeah. Yeah, we
And
did.
It was close though. It was a close game. It was
No,
17-12. I mean, the Niners didn't score a lot either. Granted,
Well, thank God we have a defense, but unfortunately, we have an offensive player that plays for the other team's defense. So it's hard to win with that going on.
Why couldn't I get any of those last week, dude? He fucking plays his best game of his career versus the Buccaneers and then has his worst against the 49ers.
What did I say? What did I say? If we lose, it'll be because we beat ourselves.
Because of
translation, Dak's gonna blow it.
He was right. He was right, man. And with that said, though, that means 49ers, NFC Championship, Eagles, NFC Championship. And the 49ers have to come to the East Coast to play in Philly, if I'm not mistaken. And yes, that's correct because they got the bye. And that's going to be interesting because you had the high-flying Eagles offense who just scored 34 points last week versus the best defense in the NFL. It's like almost like the best offense versus the best defense right now. And it's going to be interesting to see how those two clash against each other and how the Eagles defense may or may not attack a rookie Brock Purdy because they're really good at getting home too and getting quarterback pressure. And what up, Domain?
Yeah, what's up?
Showing up in here late. What's good, yo? So, yeah, good. I think we have a good, if not great, championship weekend coming up. And I am sorry about the Cowboys loss, obviously, but I knew.
I'm going to go on a little tangent on the Cowboys, if you don't mind.
Go ahead, dude. Go ahead.
How the hell can we expect to win when the going into a game is like, are we going to get good play or bad play from Dak? For once, I'm going to make a prime time agreement, and that's a 50-50 chance every time of winning or losing if your quarterback is going to play or is he going to screw up. Look at the last month. That was the catalyst of the whole month. Maybe even lost more in the last month, actually. But this whole fucking thing cannot work if we got to, well, if Dak plays good, we're going to win. That shouldn't be it. He's one of the highest paid quarterbacks. Either he should win or he should, damn it. Yeah, I'm gonna cry, bro.
Just don't look at the chat, bro. Don't look
I
at the
like
chat.
what he traded James's comment, but nah, dude. And we can rewrite history and say I said otherwise, but I knew. I mean, I'm a Cowboys fan. I say it every year. You know, like homeboy, fucking. If he plays good, he plays spectacular. But if he plays bad, we'll lose because he's going to give them, take points off the board and give the other team points. And that's what happened. That was the difference in the game. Mm-hmm. We took our points away and gave them points, with turnovers. So same old scenario. Our defense is fantastic. I think they just got kind of tired towards the end. Yeah. Because they were on the field all damn day. They, a lot of other people couldn't hold the 49ers to that. So I'm going to give the defense, all the credit in the world. They did a good job. And Dak, even when I don't know, dude, you saw some of those throws. They was just like it wasn't on. It was just always a little too far, a little too, off that way or this way or right in front of them.
Yep.
Like if a lot of them were having to adjust their routes trying to get to the ball instead of the ball coming to them. I was noticing that too. And there were a couple of times where if he was just throwing it, Gallup could have just outran the guy and just ran to the ball. I mean, connect at the same time, but he had to slow down and it was just, of course, then, the defensive backs can just come up, hit it,
right.
So yeah, it's a disaster, dude.
Yeah, that's what happened to the Cowboys is kind of what happened to the Buccaneers all season. And it wasn't that Tom Brady was turning the ball over because for the majority of the season he wasn't. It wasn't until the end of the season where he got most of the picks that he ended up with for the season. But what happens is when the offense is inefficient and can't stay on the field, your defense is always on the field. And then by the end of the game, they get worn out and things happen. If you can only defend each other or defend for so long until they just can plug in a different person, and you've been playing the entire game. It's mainly the defensive backs and a few defensive linemen or linebackers, and they attack them at the end of the game, and that's where you find your weak point. So, man, yeah, tough way to go out. And I wish there was more close games at this point in the playoffs. Like, I feel like going into the playoffs, we had more like nail biter games. And that game, I know you don't want to talk about this, but the Cowboys game at the end of it was one of the worst play attempts of all time, dude. That trick play that they had. Zeke got bum rushed to the ground. That was terrible, dude.
Yeah. That was another thing too, that like Pollard breaking his ankle or whatever happened to him. I mean, that was like,
oh yeah, Pollard going out. Yeah,
that like okay, well, there's one of our best counter offensive weapons to Dak throwing is Pollard, and well, he's gone.
And you can't count on Zeke, unfortunately. Yeah,
Zeke is. I hate to say it, but Zeke,
he's like, I want to stay with the Cowboys.
Running backs. It's running backs. That's just the way it goes, bro. Once they hit that wall, man, they don't come back. It's just
they're workhorses.
Wasn't it like the average lifespan of a running back is 2 years?
2 years, yeah. So that's why some of the greats like Emmitt Smith, or like Corey Dillon or LeGarrette Blount, Jerome Bettis. I know I'm missing a lot, but some of the greats who were able to play like 5-6 years, if not longer, you got to really respect them, because running backs go quick. They're workhorses, man. They're workhorses. Especially if you're good, they're really going to give you the ball. That's why I don't think Derrick Henry has much left in him, but he's just a big boy, so he's just going to plow people over. As far as speed goes, I don't know how much speed you'll have, but as long as you stay that big and you can still move, you got a chance to get the ball and just go, right? If you can get a hole fast enough, you'll get some yardage every time at least. But yeah, man, we got the championship weekend all set up, and I can't wait for it. I'm going to do my research, obviously. We'll talk about it then. 49ers versus the Eagles. And like Mikey said, it's like almost like the old championship Broncos versus the Seahawks. But I think it'll play out a lot different compared to then, because this is two young quarterbacks, very young in Brock Purdy, and veteran defenses, which, seems to be the make of a high-flying roster now. But consistency is key, and it's going to be interesting to see exactly how these teams show up on Sunday. I think they're both playing Sunday since it's just 2 games. I should have checked that out. But moving on, we got to talk about those TV shows that were canceled.
Okay, so we're off football.
We're off football. Turn off your football.
Oh, well, there's a lot of people train James that couldn't put 20 points up on the 49ers, so I'm just going to throw that out there. Not just the Cowboys.
They were the best team they averaged like 17 points per game or something. What do I have it? I think I have it on here. No, but they have Nick Bosa, who literally is first in the league in sacks and first in the league in quarterback hits. Like, that's crazy. Absolutely crazy, dude. Yeah, it was a good game. It was a good game by the 49ers defense. Good game by the Cowboys defense.
Yeah, they were never threatened in my mind.
So
49ers were in control.
Yeah. But anyways, what's the famous Alec Ball? I don't know about closing, bro. You got to be able to close. You're right. But perfect timing, man, to talk about these shows, because we got the 4th member of the cool table sliding in here to talk about this DC shows and to close out this show with us. How we doing, Leon? How you feeling tonight, bro?
Feeling pretty good, gentlemen. How y'all doing, man?
Chilling, dog. Chilling.
Getting that Cowboys loss out of my system, bro, but I'm doing good.
Yeah, we're talking about football. It gets real somber nowadays because it's tough because both of our teams are out of it, and I still want to talk about it though, obviously. So, you know how it is.
Go Bucks, go, huh?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Now
And then the
now it's
Jags,
Jags just got.
poor
I know,
Tony Khan.
I know, bro. I know. It's what I just talked about. That's why I picked the Jags, because I was just riding with my Florida teams. But I don't want that to overshadow the fact that we're also going to be talking the XFL, and I wanted to say go Guardians, because that's the Florida team down here, the Orlando Guardians. And man, I can't wait. We're going to go to one of those games, man. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm going to the Brahmas game, dude.
Let's go.
We're gonna do this. We're gonna have some fun. Man, imagine when they play each other. Woo.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, we're gonna have more stuff to talk about, more things to look forward to. So that's why I don't want to get too somber about football, because we got more excitement coming. We still got teams to root for. It's not gonna be as much, as much hype for everyone else, but we're gonna be hyped, because I'm literally just gonna transfer my love for the Bucks over to the Guardians and cover them just as much, because why not? It's a football organization, so hey,
Go Florida, go.
Go Florida, man. But someone who's not behind a certain team, like Nightwing said, he said Zaslav, but I think it's more so this is because of Gunn and not Zaslav. But I could be wrong. Doom Patrol and I forget the other one right now. What's the other? Oh, Titans. How can I forget? Yeah. Doom Patrol and Titans both out as shows. The final seasons are this season, and Sil said in his video that the directors kind of knew about it. They saw it coming, saw the writing on the wall, so they made a proper ending for both of their seasons. So, that makes me feel a little bit better. I really tapped out on both of these shows a couple of seasons ago, and I watched them religiously though when they were in the DC universe, and for whatever reason, man, I felt really connected to that DC universe. I felt like that was going to be
the app,
dude. I felt like that's where the Snyder Cut was going to come out.
I had that too, man. I was into it.
Yeah,
Same
I was
here.
reading the comics and stuff on there. I was like, yo, I'll pay for this. I paid for a year subscription at one point. I was like, yo, I'll support this app, and I was looking forward to the Swamp Thing on there, and looking forward to more of their shows, because it was the gritty type of feel, and I don't know necessarily if that's like Snyder-esque, but it felt DC to me. It felt like DC live action, those first seasons of Titans and of Doom Patrol, and I think the second season of Doom Patrol was pretty good too. Now if you know anything about the Titans TV show, the ending of season 1 actually got pushed to like the beginning of season 2.
Yeah.
So that's why the beginning of season 2 was pretty fire, and then it just kind of was like, what is going on now? It's a completely different story. Yeah, what the fuck?
Started diving.
So unfortunately, I thought it was great casting though. Whoever casted those actors, great casting. Obviously, Nightwing as
Nightwing rules, dude.
Yeah,
Dick Grayson guy, whoever plays him.
It's something Thwaites. I think his last name is Thwaites.
Brandon Thwaites.
Yeah.
They should really consider bringing him in for more, whatever they do next with that character, because he has it down.
You already know they're not going to, but I agree. He embodies the hell out of Richard, man. He is it's cool because like their interpretation of Nightwing was more in line with something that I would think Nightwing would do, because a lot of times Nightwing is really happy-go-lucky, and I think like once he starts progressing towards Nightwing, I would essentially think that he would turn into more of a mature, kind of seasoned, not like Batman per se, because like Batman's dark. Batman is not an emo, but he's like this like grizzled, rough, dark alpha male kind of militant type, and Dick Grayson would probably be more of the more or less like a slight emo, slight like suave sort of like, like the ladies, they say he has that sexy vibe. They're always talking about how he looks all over the comics. So he's got that like more Kurt Cobain-ish kind of thing. Yeah. Kind of what they were trying to go for with with Battinson, except not as emo at all.
Not
he-
emo, yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like he walks the line between like emo boy, but like
But he's still cool. You know,
yeah,
he's not-
exactly.
yeah,
He's
he's
cool,
he's got
he's
like
not
sad
all
boy
weird
vibes.
and
That's what it is.
awkward. You know,
right?
all that.
Where like you could tell if you know, given another life, he'd probably be an F boy. Like all the women would be like, I just want him. You know what I mean? You know.
Gotcha.
So yeah,
I would
Richard
love
Grayson,
for
he's
him.
dope.
I would love for him to come back in some way, shape, or form. Here's the thing: anything is possible if the licenses get sold to Netflix, right? They could buy up this one too. They could buy up
Absolutely.
this one too, and they go, "Hey, Zach, what if we bought this too? Would you want to use these characters at all? I mean, we could hire these actors, like no problem." Yeah, and he thinks about it. How could I get Nightwing back? How could I get Dick Grayson back? Like, oh, I can just after the Nightmare movie, after Flash resets time, that could be one of the variables that's different. Like, oh, he lived instead or whatever.
What's interesting about
alive.
what you're saying is that there was so many rumors about the connectivity of those shows to the Snyderverse, right? There was like
Yeah, because they got
Him,
vibes.
Yep.
Serious vibes.
him,
Yeah.
like when they were the inception of it, when it was in concept form, they were thinking about including him as being Ben Affleck's Nightwing, supposedly, right? And then you had like the connectivity of the show Krypton that was definitely supposed to be a part of the
Yep.
Man of Steel
Yeah, like a
situation.
prequel
Way back
kinda.
when. Mhm.
Right.
So all this stuff that they're doing now, where they're trying to streamline the shows to connect to the movies, they were already doing that with, you know, Snyder stuff. But every chance they got, a certain comic writer was blocking that.
Yeah, dude, tight
sucks.
about that. And Igor reminds me of this. Yeah, Swamp Thing was one of their best shows, and they canceled it before they even started airing. Now you can't even stream it anywhere. Yeah, dude.
That I didn't know. You can't even stream Swamp Thing now.
No, dude, and that's what pissed me off too, because that was
That
a
show was
great
kick
show.
ass.
It
Yeah.
was a great show, dude. And it was on just that fucking the app. That app produced that show. There was some serious talent coming out of that DC.
I had no
Universe
idea
app,
you couldn't
dude.
even stream it. Like, wow.
Yeah,
I watched
crazy.
it on the DC app. Yeah, man, app ruled, man.
The
Warner
app
Brothers always screwing
ruled.
shit up.
They screwed it up, bro. I thought that was what they were gonna do to release the Snyder Cut eventually, because that was like during the campaign. And I remember being on that app and just seeing everyone be like, "Release the Snyder Cut, release the Snyder Cut." Everything that they were dropping, dude.
I remember that too.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I was looking forward to it though, because when we saw those shows and then the first seasons of them, it made me think like, oh, yo, they're like setting this up. This looks like his universe, but
It was all
now-
gritty. You're right,
Yeah,
man. It was
yeah.
cool.
But now, like having the space and the time from that moment till now, I wish they stuck with that tone all across DC, because that to me just feels like DC. And people may see that tone for DC down the line and relate it to Snyder, but to me, that means that Snyder just emulated what DC was supposed to be in the most, fantastic fashion.
Yep.
And he did it so strikingly that some people like couldn't accept it because it wasn't what they wanted it to be. And
Well,
now
people
we're so-
always call it dark. And in my
Yeah.
opinion, it's like, it's not dark, man. It's just mature and
yes,
given like more of a cinematic take. Like Doom Patrol, for instance. I rock with Doom Patrol even up to like the last season. And I think like tonally it's mature and there are dark moments, but overall it's kind of like it's got a lot of levity, goofy moments, but it lands because the
goofy
material, it lands. And what up, Sky? It lands because the material is like, it's just dope. It's just well written. It's probably one of their goofiest things they've ever done. It's just written in such a quality that's like, it's hilarious, the comedy in it, you know what I mean? So this whole, it's dark, it's just BS. You know what I mean?
That's just crybabies.
yeah, crybabies.
Crybaby. It's dark. Well, you're just not an adult. That's the problem.
And it sucks to see that they're being canceled now, and that's what we're going back to. Why didn't you stick with this plan? You had a good plan. Like it was great actually, and they can never stick the course, man. And what did we see this year? What did we see this year? They're getting back to the original plan, and then they go off the plan again, and everything just turns into shambles yet again, and they just lose more money. Like they call us a fractious fandom and all that, but man, are you laughing at Money Train, bro? Is that what you laughing at?
Yeah, that shit was hilarious, bro. I saw that shit. I was like, oh my goodness.
Oh,
Shout out to
orange
Money
soda.
Train. That ain't no orange soda.
You know what's
Yeah, I was
interesting?
coming back. Hey, I just
Uh-huh.
I had to take care of a few things, chat. You know what I'm saying? For real.
Hey, Mikey, they really are faithful to Morrison's comic, Doom Patrol. That's why I like it. Because, like, I'm a huge Morrison fan. I think he's, like, at the very least, the number 2 of all time of writers in comics. At the very least. If not the greatest. It's between him, Alan Moore, and Neil Gaiman as the top 3, you know, DC comic or just comic book writers overall of all time.
I got to throw Frank Miller in that list for me.
Yeah, I would say.
You know what? Frank Miller
definitely.
he didn't have to do a lot of long runs though. Like maybe what Daredevil and I don't remember
True.
what else. But his like, you know, prestige form.
Oh, that's dope.
Oh, there you go.
That's dope. What issue is that? Yeah, man, that's what's up. I like how you got him on the
Issue
wall.
70. Number 70 is what it says.
That's
And
what's up.
the reason why I bought this originally didn't like I never read this when it came out, right? Never read it when it came out. Want to know why? Because when I saw this in the store, I was like, oh, I gotta buy this. It came out September of 1993, and that's when I was born.
What's
That's
up?
when this shit came out, dog. So,
You
yeah, I
weren't
had-
reading when you were born yet, Austin? What the hell?
You didn't come out with the comic book in your hand.
Yeah.
Are you a true DC fan?
That's funny. Mama, Doom Patrol. First words.
Appreciate you,
dope.
Claudia. Appreciate you, bro. Oh, we're gonna get way past 250. That's the goal, bro. We're gonna get way past 250. But yeah, I had
just
to
cleared
break this off
350
the wall.
the other day, by the way.
Let's go! Congrats, dude.
Congratulations.
400.
Yeah, slowly but surely.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
Doom Patrol was like that X-Men kind of precursor, you know what I'm saying? Because the X-Men, they kind of bought off of they bought off of Doom Patrol. Or X-Men bought off of Doom Patrol. Yeah, guy in a wheelchair, British dude, big mansion, weirdos that are mutants. You know what I mean? Mutated.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
I didn't think of that.
Hey, I got some comics that I want to show you guys. Dreamwalker. Yeah, baby. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's
Make
up.
sure y'all go cop them Dreamwalkers, all right? I just wanted to make sure that y'all know.
And he got the dope covers too with the
Hey,
hanging chick in the background. That's dope.
hey, yeah, for sure, bro. For sure. You know what I'm saying? Go cop that Dreamwalker. SecondSkinComics.com.
Sweet dreams are made of that.
Yo, so anyways, we got a little bit of what we wanted to say about these shows and how they were connected to DC Universe. Go ahead, Scott, give your take on what you feel. Do you remember DC Universe? And did you watch these shows when they originally came out on DC Universe? And did you also think that they were going to connect in to Snyder's vision?
Okay, here's the thing. I watched Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing was really good. That was some excellent television, right? It is a shame that it got canceled and that it's not, really available to stream, because I would like to go back and revisit that season, right? But I didn't watch Doom Patrol or Titans. I'm gonna tell you guys why. Because I was super in my I'm not messing with Warner Brothers phase.
I feel you,
I
dog.
was super on that. And I was sticking to it. I was like, man, I ain't about to be watching these shows, bro.
You're all about this right here, right?
Yeah, bro. That's what I wanted, right? And so, but that being as it may, right? It's not really surprising to hear about these shows getting canceled. We've been hearing about a lot of things getting axed over at WBD, so I'm not really shocked. And I think that these shows weren't immune to that same treatment, right? The new Superman show is probably going to be done, right? And so I'm just thinking that we should not be too surprised if anything else ends up getting axed. They seem to really be in a cost-cutting phase right now, so
just of a little bit,
big time.
So let's not talk about how it's so funny when people talk about our hashtag, and we can move into this too, which is a perfect segue for the kids. Yeah, get your dream walker. You better get your dream walker. Perfect segue for this hashtag, because I did see a short and I sent it to one of the group chats, and it made my head hurt because this guy had all of the points that every single person had on Twitter originally. Everything that we thought of and could have been said about points where people thought this couldn't happen, right? And the first one was that James Gunn is rebooting the DCU, and he wants to bring the fandom together, so he wouldn't let this happen. That's his first point. So I want to hear some rebuttals to that real quick. What do you guys think? And try not to laugh when I tell you these points or lose your mind, bro.
Oh no, I just have a quick question. Does James Gunn Twitter behavior have anybody thinking that he wants to unite any fandoms right now? No, look,
boy, you in my head, boy. I'm like, when did James Gunn ever show any vibe that he gave a shit about uniting anybody? What?
Right?
What's it even a question?
The least of his concerns, man. It's just...
He said there was a fractious fandom, right? And I'm gonna take him at his word that that's what he believes. And so, hey, I think that we're just at a point now where we're hearing a lot of the same rhetoric that we heard at the start of this thing, and at the end of the day, it just doesn't seem to add up to, many real tangible reasons why this thing couldn't work.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. And Necron, go ahead. Leon, go ahead. Fill in and give your takes on. Do you think James Gunn is bringing the fandom together? And do you think also the counterpoint besides that is that because he's doing a reboot, do you think that would prevent WBD from selling a license for Netflix to use something that's not going to be theatrical and shouldn't be in competition because they won't have a Justice League out for a long time? So go ahead, start Necron, go ahead, Leon, and I'll be right back. So if I'm not back by the end of your takes, take over, Sky. Go ahead, though.
All right. First of all, no, he's not doing a damn thing to unite the fandom. He's only trying to. What I see is he's just rah-rahing the people who are already behind him. He's trying to get, James Gunn fans all fired up, and I guess he feels there's more James Gunn fans than DC fans, so he's just going to convert them over to DC, and they'll have their big hits, So, and the DC fans, and let's be honest, the DC fans are simultaneously, I'm not going to say every single time, but most of the time, are Snyder fans. It goes hand in hand because that's what DC was. It was, Snyder stuff. DC was Snyder. I always would say that DC is Snyder and Snyder is DC. It's one and the same. So he's trying to run off the original DC fans. And is he doing a reboot? I don't know, because I keep hearing certain people are sticking around and certain people are going. And to me, that's even just makes it more wonky and weird. So, okay, so certain people are sticking around. but certain people are going. That's dumb. Either have the cojones to do it all and build it up from the ground up again with your own universe, but don't pick and choose the things you like from the previous. Well, I'm going to keep this, but then I'm going to go ahead and put my guy in here and this and that. I don't like that either. So that annoys me. And the rebuttal of they don't want to. I used to think that too, but when it comes to money, if you're broke, you have to take the money where the money's going to come at you. I'm not sure if they can just be picking and choosing, oh, no, we're not going to give it to Netflix because our egos are too big. Sometimes money problem can put your ego in check. And it sounds like WBD is having some major money problems. Like they're canceling everything they practically put out. And when is gun stuff actually going to come out? You know why he's not putting out the slate? Because he has no idea when they're going to be able to do any of this. So we are just going to get a couple of probably things, he's going to put out next week or so, talking about, the new DC universe. And we're like, well, things we already know, like a Superman movie. Other than that, I have no idea or no clue what they can really do that's in a big blockbuster range budget to put out. If they're canceling everything on the map, even their popular shows. So I think it wouldn't really run simultaneously with their DC, because their DC isn't doing much. So if you want to solve some of these problems and have a big cash influx of money, you need to license the Snyderverse stuff over at Netflix so you can get your money. People will get off your ass about restoring the Snyderverse and all this bad freaking press you get from fans, wanting to pretty much, I'm not going to get into it. We know what I'm talking about. If you want all that to go away, it's a pretty much win-win for everybody. But, and I know there's some people saying, oh, they won't do, that because, they'll never sell DC. Here we go again. We talked about this a million times. Some people still don't understand the difference between license and sell. Right? Selling is a license, and we get it. It's the same, but it doesn't mean that it's when we get it. When we say sell, we're just saying license. They're not like going to become permanent ownership of Superman and Batman. They're just it's like renting.
Forbes knew what I meant.
Yeah, everybody would. Anyone with any type of comprehension skills can grasp what we're saying. You're just renting these characters.
Yo, I saw somebody on Twitter say this was going to cost $3 to $4 billion. I was like, yo.
And let's say, and that's a good segue for me, right? So
bring it on.
To answer your question, right? Is what's that guy's name? Gunn trying to bring the fans together.
Did you just really say what's that guy's name, bro?
Yeah, I forget sometimes that dude. The answer is no. He's clearly not. And I don't even know that he's necessarily trying to make it more fractious. But based on his behaviors, he's not trying to bring it together either. You get what I mean? So it's like we can grasp at straws and guess whether or not he's trying to make it more fractious, and that's an opinion thing and semantics, etc. But as far as us looking at his behaviors online and seeing his activities and seeing him give more love to Marvel and other and hint at little projects here and there, he's not trying to bring the fans together at all.
Yeah.
So the answer to that is no. He doesn't care as far as that's concerned. I think because he's trying to do a somewhat ground zero approach in verbiage, not necessarily in action. Because just like Necron was saying, he ain't got the balls to go ground zero on it. He's trying to get rid of the big money people, Cavill, Ben, Godot, I would assume, unless they can work something out, and then just kind of pick up the pieces from there. Because everything that's left are things that didn't make any money. So it's not necessarily about money in a sense of box office. It's about money in a sense of contracts, because everything that made money and made bank is up out of here. MOS, BVS, presumably Wonder Woman. We'll see on that, right? he's keeping everything else that cost low but didn't make bank. He's keeping his stuff obviously because it's personal, and he's keeping the Shazam stuff because friendships and nepotism, right? Excuse me. And so that's enough on that. Y'all get that. Like he's not trying to bring back the bring the fandom together. He's going ground zero. The point that I'm making on that is this. I think they don't really care as far as trying to come out swinging. I think they're going to just drop things in the pipeline whenever they do, just to have a starting point. It's going to be kind of like Batman Begins-ish, where you have a good starting point and you didn't get much money back in return. You did pretty well for that time period for a Batman movie, right? Mm-hmm. Next one made $1 billion. So I'm thinking that they're going to start trying to do that with this next go round of films, right? They're going to try to do the thing that they're missing is also what Necron said, which is Snyder fans or DC fans. Before anybody knew who Zack Snyder was in house, the geeks, meaning film geeks, right? Who go and look at who writes and directs this stuff. We just saw Superman being cool for once on screen, and we all went in droves to go see Man of Steel. Next movie, we saw that there was the same aesthetic, same Superman, so we had to go see it again in BVS. The ground kept going and rolling and rolling. The dollars kept going up. The only thing that changed was WBD interference. Don't need to go into that history. Point that I'm making is this. They're losing their base. Whether you want to call it Snyder fans or not, there's a swath of DC fans that just like that aesthetic that they saw, and they're losing that base. So now they got to know that they're not going to make that same, they're not going to make the Batman money is what I'm saying. You're not going to see, whenever they drop the Superman movie, it's not going to even reach the Batman numbers, is my point, because they've lost their base.
Yeah.
And to answer the second thing, about the acquisition of licensing. let's say it costs $4 billion. Let's say it costs $5 billion. Y'all don't think Netflix could afford $5 billion? I'm just asking.
Right.
Like realistically, if they really wanted to buy the Snyderverse for $5 billion, y'all don't think Netflix could afford it? Like gee shit, realistically. Netflix just canceled a bunch of stuff in order to get towards quality. So they've saved money. And like Sil said on his channel not too long ago, everybody's harping on that one quarter that was financially a setback. It was financially giving them financial woes. During that one quarter of their long and lengthy tenure of existence, one quarter you guys are harping on. that they kind of flailed a bit, that caused other people to flail a bit. It wasn't just Netflix. Netflix got the brunt of it because they're the bigger powerhouse, right?
Yeah.
Fast forward to today, Netflix is again a powerhouse. Ain't nobody cooking Netflix. They're worth more than Warner Brothers as it stands right now, 3 times more, if I'm not mistaken. So that being said, again, whatever jabroni
more than 3 times actually
person, I'm gonna try to be nice, whatever person with their opinion said that 3 or 4 billion, and whoever asked them those questions that Austin is getting through, y'all don't think Netflix could afford it if they really wanted to?
Right.
If they paid that much money, do you know how much investment they're gonna give to that?
Here's the thing.
Come on, man.
That's a perfect segue into the next point that this guy stated, which was that Netflix won't be able to afford it because they're cutting back and their stocks are plummeting. And he didn't list any. He put news articles up of whenever,
but no
that
actual data.
Right, exactly. And I was just like, that's what I said, and I replied to him, and that was one of the things I said in the reply. I was like, even if they are cutting back, they're cutting back on the quantity, not the quality, and they're actually investing in quality. And I use one of Sky's points that he mentions is that they just spent $9 900 million or 90, was it 900 million you said?
Yeah, it was nearly $1 billion just to recreate a studio out of a freaking military base.
In New Jersey. They could have done that anywhere. They did it in the States.
In Brick City.
Yeah, which I think is dope. So, and obviously they're investing. I don't see fucking WBD putting out almost $1 billion to fucking build new studios.
I was gonna say, you can wake me up when Netflix's stock price is the same as WBD. That will be
good point.
When their stocks are really plummeting.
That's a good point, Sky. Because they keep doing this thing where they're comparing Netflix to others when you need to just compare Netflix to Netflix.
Netflix is the king, dude. They are like Havoc says right here. They're the king of streaming. And one of those points of this isn't something he said, but it's just a point of why it makes a good idea is everyone's thinking about advertising and how they can access the most eyes. Theaters are one thing, right? You can put your movie in a theater, but the person actually has to go to the theater and go inside the theater to get their eyes on your product. But Netflix is in everyone's homes. It's like preloaded on a lot of TVs even. And when you go to the movies, you got to pay for everyone's ticket individually. You can pay for one ticket at Netflix and fucking 5 people, however many people can watch, right? So like many eyes, many views can get on Netflix. So it would beg the question, why wouldn't you want to sell your property to Netflix to get the most amount of eyes on it? To sell your own comic books, the fucking other property that you own, to sell merchandise, to make something off of it. And you're not going to have Justice League shit out for a very long time. So yeah, that was another point that he made though, was just that, their stock is plummeting. And the other point that he made, and he had 3 points to make, but he made 4. So this last point is going to be 2 points. It was that Henry Cavill is gone and that Zack Snyder has moved on to other projects. So it's time for us to move on too. It's like, okay, yeah, Henry Cavill's gone from WBD. That's the whole point of going to Netflix, because we know that they have good relationships with that company. And yeah, Zack Snyder's doing other products and things and projects, but he obviously hasn't moved on from DC when just a few months ago he said he wanted to work with Cavill again as Superman. And he's like, and I said, oh, and he's like these movement posts. And all that guy had to say to me, by the way, was, oh, I hope you're right. I hope it happens. It's like, all right, well, if you hope it happens, then stop telling people like us to move on. And I think one by one, if we can kill these people with kindness, because I might have been a little nasty at the get-go, but like I stopped being nasty. I was like, yo, just realize that all your talking points are not correct just because you say them and you think they're right. So if someone comes around and checks you, at least you can be like this guy and be like, okay, word. Well, I hope it works. I'm like, all right, well, if you hope it works, like hop on board. You can hashtag too. And that was just my final thought. But what do you guys think real quick? And let's get this point out of the way so we can move on to some things that we got some secret bombs for everybody in here. If y'all want to stick around and I want to just get y'all a final take, and I'm going to go grab a drink real quick.
So what was your the question again?
The final, just his final takes was that Henry Cavill is gone,
okay,
and Zack Snyder's moved on to
gotcha.
other projects. Yes,
gotcha.
Go ahead. I want. He's ready. He's ready. He's like,
yeah,
right, yeah. Go ahead, Leon. Let me pass it down to you.
Like, this is gonna sound controversial, but I've already said that, first of all, my goodness, Henry Cavill is a working actor. Okay. If Netflix called him tomorrow to come back to The Witcher and they said, listen, we finally got people that adhere to the book and the video games. We're sorry. Play The Witcher, bro. His ass is coming back to play The Witcher. Okay. It's just going to happen. Also, with that being said, you don't think if Zachary Edward Snyder called up Henry Cavill to play Superman again for a project for Netflix that he's going to say, you think he's going to say no? It's a high likelihood that he's not going to say no, that he's going to say yes. And I'm gonna go on a limb and say this, and maybe I'm on a limb by myself with this controversial statement that I'm about to say. I wouldn't give a shit if Zach recast. I'm telling you, it's called the Snyderverse, not the Cavillverse, not the Affleckverse, not the Godotverse, not the Fisherverse, not the Millerverse, none of that. It's called the Snyderverse, Zack Snyder's Justice League. If they acquired the rights and they gave Zack back his baby, they can do whatever they want from there, as long as Zack's cool with it. So I don't care. Like, there's nothing about this. And that's the thing, why these hashtags are bulletproof, why Sky's idea is bulletproof, why I'm so passionate and adamant about messaging and letting people know this is Sky's idea and I'm 100,000% behind him and I'm a lieutenant and I'll pull out my sword and lop heads off about this idea because it's bulletproof. There's nothing you can say to deter us. There's nothing you can say because we only want it to be licensed to Zach and Netflix. That's our only ask. So all those semantics in between are pointless.
Hey, Leon.
And lastly, go ahead, brother.
Okay. I just want to ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
What is Zach? Do you know anything about Zack Snyder liking or approving this campaign, by the way?
Man, I think at this point it's called a tetralogy. I love that word. Yes, I know. A quadrilogy, if you will. Zack Snyder has liked posts discussing this campaign 4 effing times. Now, the one time y'all said it was nothing. 2 times you said it was being cute. 3 times you started being crickets because you knew 3 times was a charm. 4 times you STFU'd yourself, because at the end of the day, y'all know this man is hearing this, liking it, and he's paying attention. He could easily ignore this stuff.
Yes. If he didn't want it to happen or anything to do with it, he wouldn't like it. He'd just scroll on by it.
Bro, this whole situation is DoorDash to Zach. You understand?
Oh.
This is DoorDash. He's at the house. Netflix is DoorDash. All they got to do is bring him his food. He's going to eat it. People need to relax.
Awesome.
He ain't went nowhere.
I put the picture in the back for the Zach likes if you wanted to pull that up for him real quick. Man.
Oh, yeah. Definitely pull that up, bro, if you can.
We got
Yeah, man.
We got to get to this, man. I got another.
So,
Oh, you got another bomb?
I want to make an analogy quick,
to
though,
cry, bro.
with
Yeah,
this
come on.
quadrilogy, right? If y'all on Twitter, if anybody in the chat or watching this is on Twitter, they changed it to verifieds, right? So the blue check mark you can buy, you can pay for that now, but that gold check mark, that's a little different, right? That's a little like certified business. That's a real verified, that gold check mark. This quadrilogy, which made me fucking laugh, by the way. I don't know if I've ever heard that word in my life. Quadrilogy.
It's a cinema slang term for cinephiles.
I love it, dude. I love it. Man, you know when you're a kid, you first hear a word for the first time, it just makes you giggle. Like that one just got me good. But yes, that quadrilogy is exactly what this is. This is the certified, verified gold check mark from Zach for this movement. He's really about it. I think he doesn't get behind something. He's like us, where he researches something right beforehand, and he doesn't like just get behind it to get behind it. I know he's been on people's shows and whatnot, people that we wouldn't really like, but as far as things that these people have done, I mean, they're like good people, most of them, right? They haven't like done anything outlandish or whatever, and they supported him and they supported a good cause, which is usually AFSP. I always get that wrong. My dyslexia kicks in whenever I want to say that. I always say ASFP, but AFSP. So he wasn't doing wrong. I think he did his with that being said, what I wanted to say was he did his due diligence on this movement, and it's easy to see at this point in time too. I mean, yes, it's blown up, but I feel like you can track it back, especially when he first liked it. You could track it back at that point to where its origins were. And you could see that we are already getting the messages out about being positive and not tagging James Gunn. Like, do you think Zack Snyder and I say this with all due respect to the other party and not Zack Snyder, but do you think Zack Snyder wants to be associated with James Gunn every time DC is brought up? Hell no, dude. Hell no, dude. So like, of course, he doesn't want us to refer to James Gunn all the time and be tagging James Gunn all the time when we're saying bring back Jack, fire James Gunn. Like, in essence, what everyone's doing is associating Zack with James Gunn while they're doing that, and that's part of the reason why we say keep them out of it. But yeah, go ahead, Leon.
Right. I was going to say, just to clarify, in this new movement, we have said that it's just plain old not allowed. You're just not allowed. Right. As if, and not to sound like we're your parents or drill sergeant or a bully, but just think of us as your parents or a drill sergeant or a bully. It's not fucking allowed. Do not bring up James Gunn. Do not bring up WBD. We're not talking to them. We're talking to Netflix. That's our conversation. We are bringing the conversation to Netflix so that they can bring the conversation to WBD themselves. That's our only purpose. And you're absolutely right, Austin. I think that Zack Snyder may even have an inkling of that. I also think that Zack Snyder is just a dope California dude who's so chill, and he sees this and he's probably like, shit, man, why not? I don't even think it's that deep. I think he's just like, shit, why not? You can license it out, man. Why not? Like
right? Other things, right. Dude,
am I going too far to think maybe he's had conversations with the people at Netflix? Is like, is this feasible? Could like, or you think he just? Well,
we know Netflix wanted it. They wanted the Snyderverse before it even dropped. We know that conversation isn't just dead. You know.
Right. That's right.
And everything that we've always heard too about in the Hollywood zeitgeist and what the conversation always is in Hollywood, Netflix didn't listen to that, right? Because Zack Snyder had this like kind of bad cloud overshadow with him, and Netflix didn't give a fuck. They're like, yo, we're signing you original IPs now, give it to us now, and we wanted it yesterday. We actually did want it yesterday. We wanted the Snyder Cut yesterday. Like, that's what we wanted. But we're glad that we have you here now because we know how good your shit is. And unfiltered, being able to have no cap on him is where he can really shine. And he doesn't have to have anyone telling him to do anything, right? Especially for this Rebel Moon series. Like, he doesn't have to follow any corporate structure. He's just like, yep, I get to do what I want. And it must be so freeing for him. And I imagine that and what I was thinking was, how funny would it be if this hashtag gave him like it was the first time he had that idea and he was just like, oh shit, yo, that's a definite possibility. And he was just like all the rest of us when we first saw the hashtag. Like, how funny if that's how he had his first reaction, was like, yo, this is a good idea. Like, oh damn, this is a good ass idea. And then he looks into it, looks at the hashtags, and hopefully most of them, people who aren't misusing the hashtags, they were all kind-hearted and they saw like the rules of engagement and all that. And then so now he's gonna like every single time he sees this, I believe. And specifically this hashtag. And then that's when people can actually say, oh yeah, he likes every picture with sell ZSJL to Netflix hashtag in it. Yeah, he likes those pictures. He doesn't like every fucking picture though. But yeah, he is a dope California dude. So I totally think that maybe he was just like, yo, no way, that's a good idea. These guys are thinking. They're really, my fans are thinking, because I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't think that, right? If maybe he was just so caught up in Rebel Moon and doing his own shit, and Henry Cavill's gone, so he probably felt a little depressed like the rest of us. If not for himself, more so for Henry, because he knows how much Henry loves that character and how excited Henry was to be back. I mean, we know how excited he was for him because I thought about this too.
Why you made me think of this too? Like, his thought process could have just been like, okay, he saw this because the first like right on the left was like a video, right? So he probably heard the video and was like, oh, that's an interesting idea. Cool. And then the second one, And then he's probably thinking like, I thought this was just like an idea. I didn't know that this was a movement. Wow. And just kept liking it. That's what I'm probably thinking too. Like he's probably like, man, I had no idea. Like, this is cool. Because when the first one dropped, you know, people talked about it like a movement and everything. And he's probably like, okay, cool. Let's see what happens. And to see it pick up steam as quickly as it did and then organized as it did and as militant as it has been with the positive messaging, yeah, he's probably caught by surprise. And I wouldn't be surprised because he seems like a real positive dude. I wouldn't be surprised if he was like chilling at the house, kind of having a laugh about it, going, this is pretty cool. This fandom never fails. They just reformat themselves into something even better every time, you know?
Yeah, dude, that's exactly how I feel like he kind of saw this. And before I get this off the screen, for anyone who has trouble viewing this, these are individual posts by a fellow named Jacob Torres, who is a a compatriot in this movement, because he's posting these on Vero.
Definitely.
And he's posting stories and articles that have this hashtag in it, are talking about this hashtag, and he's also posted, just various posters, kind of promoting the trending event and just promoting the idea in general. And at the top of all of the likes, he's also took a screenshot of the likes. Who liked these? And that's how we know Zack Snyder, you can see if you look closely, is at the top of all of the likes. He's liked every single one of these posts mentioning the hashtag. And
well, I
that's
actually took the screenshots myself.
You took the screenshots. Oh,
yeah,
my bad.
This whole thing is mine. I don't know if you can see my watermark there in the middle.
I do see the watermark. I just thought maybe that was there because you put it together. You took the screenshot.
Yeah, I took the whole thing. Like every time somebody alerted me and was like, "Yo, Zach," I rush over to Vero and just start splicing that shit together real quick, like and try to do it in like less than 5, so I can get it out there. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
And I also wanted to do it so it looks like a clean look and everybody can see.
It's like very easy.
You know what I'm saying? Just right there. He's at the very top. When you look at the bottom of the Vero post, he's the first one up there in the was that like a teal green or whatever?
That tealish green, light green, light blue. But
I wanted to give a clean ass look that y'all know this is Zachary Edward Snyder giving us the thumbs up, bro. This isn't a fluke. This isn't a coincidence. This isn't him just playing around. This isn't some ego thing. Because if you look at all, like Jacob's posted a number of different things from our movement, and Zach didn't like them all. He just liked these specific ones so far. You know what I'm saying? So he don't like just everything.
He doesn't like.
He likes what he wants to like.
Right, and he seems to be liking this movement. So that's what we wanted to say. But yeah, Batfleck didn't notice the watermark. It's there, dude. So people, if they steal it, they know who to give credit to.
Yeah, good movie.
We know who to give credit to, but not everyone really follows those rules. So we have to watermark the fuck out of our shit.
People will take people's whole, and it's not even, that serious, but I've seen people take whole creations on Instagram, like that Nightmare Batman sequence, and just act like it was theirs. And I'm like, yo, that's somebody's whole thing. So I go on Instagram and I'll take it and I'll post it. And I'll link their Instagram account, or I'll link their username. Just in retaliation, like, you got to give these artists credit. These people work hard on this shit. And Jacob, I tag him in all my posts, and I thank him. I'm like, yo, thank you, Jacob, for doing what he's doing. Because if not for Jacob posting this, we wouldn't know what's on Zach's mind. Now we know what's on Zach's mind.
Yeah, exactly. It's
at the very least,
pretty easy to see. Yeah, nice work on that little.
Oh, thank you, Retro. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Retro said that too. Yeah, that's what made me think of it. Good work on the graphics. Thanks for showing that and making it easy for everyone to see. Zach's down with this movement, and we don't have to go into too much length. That was just a video I saw, and I want to talk about, like, kind of make fun of it, because obviously people who are detractors or don't think it's a possibility haven't really thought it through or done their homework, and we kind of had to put that into light. And with that being said, I want Sky to go ahead and tell us something that he's been dying to tell us. So the floor is yours, my friend.
Well,
go ahead.
Hold up. Did I talk about the Zach stuff already?
Did you talk about the Zach stuff already? Go. If you have something to say, go ahead. I don't think you did. Maybe you had to run away.
He did somewhat, but But not this,
yeah.
not the last one. Not the Henry
last
thing.
part, not the likes.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
Nope.
not the Henry thing. Yeah,
The
you didn't
Henry
talk
and
about that
Zach,
either.
if he's into it thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, either way,
Look.
the floor is yours. So go ahead and talk
Okay,
about.
just
Yeah.
real quick. Yo, look, man. I think that if given the opportunity, Henry would still come back if if they're actually able to secure the thing, the way for him to come back, right? And I do agree with Leon at this point. This may not be a popular opinion, just like he said, right? But if any of the actors just didn't want to come back for any number of reasons, then I would be in favor of recasting, right? You have a lot of people that have worked very hard, and I'm sure that some of the actors will come back. Hopefully, all of them will, right? But I would be super ecstatic if all of them come back. If it's a complete recast, we still get an ending to the story. I'll even accept that, right? I'm gonna just be honest, because I do want to see the end of the story, but I do hope that everybody comes back though, and that they're able to get the scheduling right, and that everybody is willing, right? But with that said, I do in my heart of hearts think that everybody will be back. Moving on to something that I wanted to tell you guys. I have an announcement. Wait, is Necron here? Because I kind of want to wait for Necron.
Since Necron's not here, I just want to add one more point. That all the actors that are in the Snyderverse are working with Netflix or have worked for Netflix at one point anyway. So this whole idea that they wouldn't come back is kind of ridiculous. So shut the fuck up. Anyway.
Yeah. That's
go ahead, Sky. I forgot about that part. Go ahead.
Okay. I have an announcement for you guys out there in Dreamwalker land, right? There will be a Dreamwalker CD issue, right? That is gonna come with a poster of the Cool Table Monsters.
Oh shit!
What? Bro, I'm gonna be a monster now? What the fuck?
And I'm gonna be at the middle, in the middle.
That's dope.
I'm gonna be a monster now, bro? What the fuck?
Scott, you gonna be standing on the table?
I don't know.
We're gonna see the evil Austin come out. Let's go, dude.
What?
The evil Austin.
Mike, you can just give me like 70 personalities and just have it be like the angry Austin, the menace Austin, like whatever you want me to do.
Wow, dude, that's great.
Yo, that's crazy. That's awesome. I can't wait to have that poster, bro.
That's
I don't have
dope.
any more wall room, bro. What the fuck?
Yeah,
you got to take some down, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to make room. That's just
I'm gonna have to just take down the midsection of these comic books here. All the Marvel comic books I have on here. I'm gonna have to.
I'm just gonna make my poster a sign, and I'm just walk around with it everywhere I go. They're gonna be, what the hell are you doing?
That's me.
Don't worry about it.
Dude,
that's
you
me.
make one of
That's
like
me and
the-
the
You didn't
homies.
know?
the old standing like billboards that you have strapped around you, like on one
Exactly.
on each side.
Exactly. Go to the
Just
grocery
grab
store. They're like,
something
"What are you?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Just go to secondskin.com
Yeah.
and stop asking all these damn questions."
Look,
right?
dude. Yeah. I'm not gonna say anything. You just read, okay?
Straight up.
Nah,
That's
man,
what's
yo.
up, man. That's dope.
Shout out to Mikey Sutton, yo.
Hey, thank you,
Oh,
Mikey,
yeah.
man. Thank you, Mikey.
That's dope, dude.
For real.
Yeah.
Forever
You know,
That's what's
Grateful.
up.
I'm gonna
He's
need that
he's
sign.
immortalizing us, fellas. He's immortalizing us.
I'm gonna need all y'all to sign mine, by the way. Just saying.
Oh,
yeah.
word. Got to, right?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
that
that has to
poster
happen.
will be framed, dude. I have some framed posters, some Cowboy Bebop posters that are framed. That one's definitely
Yes.
framed, dude.
Definitely, man.
Oof.
Yeah, that's a
That's
framer.
crazy, man.
It can go with all my
That's
Reaper
crazy.
Madness propaganda that I have, dude. It'd be fit right in right there, that poster.
Hmm.
All the other propaganda, the monsters, dude. Oh, that's awesome. That's sick. Now,
Thank you for immortalizing us, yo.
yo,
Man.
crazy, bro. What the fuck? It's
Yo,
gonna get the CD
that's
too,
wild.
though? Is that the yeah? What are we gonna hear about the
That's
CD?
with the Dreamwalker CD issue. Yes. because I am guessing that that's the one that's gonna have all the music on it.
Right, yeah.
Right.
Damn.
Yes,
Yes,
with
sir.
Oh yeah, look,
Jam. The neck
right.
jam.
The next time, yeah.
Diabolical jam, dude.
Oh my
Ooh.
god, this is crazy. But yeah, also, did you guys want to like live react to that news that I put in the back chat?
Can we know? That's issue 6, he said. Let's go.
Issue 6.
Damn, bro. This anticipation, dude, I can't even speak. This anticipation kills me every time, Mikey. Gosh. Sometimes I just want to wait till like the trailer, right? What if we didn't know about Rebel Moon until like the first trailer dropped? Then we wouldn't be like dying with all this fucking anticipation. That's what it sucks. Like being a fan of these things is like, oh, we gotta wait. Come on, like I want it now, dude. I want to see that now. But I know Necron's Noel Leon Flores is a very busy man. So, hey man, finish what you got to first. Issue 6 will be packed. Mikey's.
I think you might have to post it in the back chat, Sky. Unless you already did.
You got to post it in the back chat. I can't bring it up where it is because I'm gonna bring it up on stream if I bring it up where it is.
Oh, if you show it, yeah.
Yeah, I could see it in the brand, but
oh yeah, he said don't do that.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah,
don't show the thing.
I don't want to. Yeah, I'm not gonna bring it up.
Can you
live.
put it in the cool table chat?
Wait, what? Oh my goodness, you
picture?
guys! No, the chat.
You mean in the
which
chat?
one?
You talking about post the bomb in the chat, bro?
You talking about the cool table, or you talking about the back channel in the StreamYard?
The back channel on StreamYard, bro.
All right, so you've already posted it then.
Yes. Oh wait.
Oh, I thought we already talked about that one.
Oh, I don't think anybody said anything. Yeah, Austin just kept going.
I don't know if Austin read that. Yeah, I was.
That's what I'm saying.
Even Mikey caught it. Yeah.
Oh no, we were talking about Zach and them. That's why. But we got to scroll back through because
yeah. I was looking at I was looking at what you posted in the brand. I was.
You're talking about the thing you said at 1:36 a.m.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, bro.
Yes.
Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy.
I don't even know. I'm not saying nothing.
I didn't even want to say. I didn't even want to say a word. That's why I said the time. I was like, how can I say this?
1:36.
Yeah, 1:36. That's all I wanted to say.
That makes me feel, Leon. Bang.
Exactly. Bang. Ooh, man. Man.
Everyone's pumped. Everyone's pumped for it, yo. I can't wait either. No matter how long it takes, man. Take your time. Make sure.
Issue 6 gonna be fire.
Yeah, I know that Mikey's a perfectionist, just like I am too. So, I know how it is. Like you want it to be absolutely dialed in, and you're so creative, Mikey. I know it's tough to keep it all bottled into one place. That's why he's always like, yeah, for this issue over here, I got this. I also got this over here. And it's all gonna, and I just can't wait to see it all playing back into one because I know that he's got an outline of everything and how it all plays together. Because the man's a madman, absolute madman, and he's a marketing genius too. I'll tell you that. Been taking a lot of tips from just watching from the sidelines, bro. So, man, can't wait for issue 3 of Dreamwalker to come out too. Man. If y'all only knew, chat, if y'all only knew how great this year is going to be for all of us, man. We can't wait to share it with all of you. And that's not only just like this, our channels, I feel like, are all growing. The shows are all getting better. They're all looking better, all getting more streamlined. And I think we're getting better as hosts as well as creators ourselves and focusing down more on helping our own streams. And I'll say this as well. I know for myself, I do so much for other people that sometimes my channel kind of lacks in what I do. And I'm trying to switch over more to stuff on this channel a little bit more and making more content making more short videos and things like that. So I hope y'all expect to see that. I hope y'all support that because we're gonna do more NFL. The NFL doesn't stop. We're gonna do football in general, and we're gonna try and bring more people into this community. So I also hope that everyone who's a mod now too is super nice to everyone who comes in the future, because it's gonna be not just us hanging out in the chat anymore. Though we do love this community, everyone who's here supporting every week. I feel like there's gonna be more people this year coming in, and I want to welcome them with open arms. Same things goes with Dreamwalker, man. New characters coming in, and they're not going to be welcomed with open arms, man. There's going to be a fight and a clash to the death in all of these Dreamwalker, some would say magazines, issues. And what is it? There's the silver and gold anthology series. That's what the word I was looking for. But yeah, I can't wait to see that. And I just can't wait for everything that Mikey has cooking for the rest of us. Every time he drops a bomb, man, woo, I get hyped. But we're closing out the show. So we're going to go round table. And we're going to get everyone's last thoughts on football, on DC, on Dreamwalker. Doesn't have to be in that order. And then let me know what you got coming up. So, Necron, go ahead, my friend. You were here first. You get to go first. What you got coming up? All the things I just said. The floor is yours.
Eagles and Bengals in the Super Bowl. I see that. You got to support the hashtags. I'm going to try to remember them right without even looking at anything. Sell ZSJL to Netflix. Sell Snyderverse to Netflix.
Hey.
Yeah.
And make sure you get the right spelling is in uppercase, lowercase, and all that. And follow and check on Twitter. Go to Sell ZSJL to Netflix. That's the hub. Did I get it right, or is it Sell Snyderverse to Netflix?
No, it's ZSJL
to Netflix. Yep.
Yeah, without this. He's like,
follow
sell
that,
NHL,
and it has it all on
MLB, Amazon.
2 + 2 is 4.
OnlyFans. I've been seeing OnlyFans floating around too. That's funny.
So yeah, I saw that one
So
pop
to
up when I was
OnlyFans.
trying to Snyder
Every time I
OnlyFans.
go to
Hey, listen, if OnlyFans has a bid, go for it.
Hey, they do got the money, I'm sure, to fucking do it too. Yeah, man, and watch I think my Witching Hour show has come a long way since the first show when Leon and Skywalker watched it, and it was so bad I deleted it because I had my videos on mute, so that was terrible.
I remember that.
So things have improved. That was terrible, dude. And yeah, try to do Witching Hour on Fridays or Saturdays. It's usually in.
Yeah, let's make that a weekly thing, man. We can hype that up too. Yeah, if you need some to really let go of your stress and whatever you're holding on for the week, man, pull through the Witching Hour and let go. Just freaking rock your head out.
For me, dude, it's just like, hey, this is cool.
You chill out, right? You chill out. For you,
I
chill
guess
out.
everybody else is like raging. I'm like, yeah, I like
literally,
this.
this is how I am. Like, oh, Witching Hour's on, and this is how I sit down, right? All right, let's fucking get it, Necron. And I just and I'm just here editing.
Get you through those editing projects.
Yes.
This man over here is the editing master. You gotta get it.
Yo, you guys
There's more.
look at the cool table chat.
I just saw that, bro. I don't know if you saw my reaction, but yo, it's crazy.
Hold on, I'll be right back. Give me a sec.
It's getting so real, dog. Oh my goodness.
Oh
Oh my goodness, bro. The anticipation.
Oh my god. Yo.
Hey, Hey, we better not
No
stay on too much
thing
longer. We're gonna spill the beans, though. I'm just saying.
shall be rewarded. Hey, I ain't
I
spilling
I
nothing
like
over
the Great
here,
Wall of
bro.
China over here, bro. I ain't
I
fucking
ain't
with you.
spilling nothing over here,
Listen,
bro.
I got a cap over my drink. I ain't spilling nothing, bro.
Hey,
Yeah,
wait till I can dance all night and don't spill it.
I got a sippy cup and a straw with a baby bib.
Wait till I can dance all night and don't spill it. I ain't spilling a drop.
Ain't gonna be nothing over here, bro. It's a vacuum. That's what it is.
Yo, that's
No air in this
crazy.
It's crazy.
All I gotta say is it looks lovely. By the way,
That's it.
Yeah, it looks
That's
great.
the one.
yeah.
Official. Yo,
Mm-hmm.
Retro, this comment is hilarious, yo. Because Retro
What?
is like a total hyperbole. Like you don't understand. You don't
She
understand.
be in there, bro.
Yeah.
She be in there.
I know this is gonna sound crazy, but I do know girls who like hear extreme music, metal, whatever, and they do say the same thing.
Yeah, dude.
It's
What do you
cerebral
mean?
sometimes.
Your
dude.
wife, dude, number one, too.
Yeah. Unless it's Slayer, then she's road raging like a crazy woman. But we ain't gonna talk about that. 'Cause, oh my
That's hilarious. Yeah,
Oh
like-
my
Retro
God.
was
God.
totally
Man.
unassuming. You wouldn't think that she listened to the Witching Hour and fucking love it, but
No,
love
I
that
know she
does.
does. So she's
I-
she's there every time I go.
Every time I always see her in there, dude. I love it. I always hear you
I
shouting out
appreciate
Retro.
that.
I'm like, wait, what? Retro is in the Witching Hour right now? She's chilling.
And she's like, "Oh, this is cool."
Oh,
I'm like,
nice,
"Hell
guys.
yeah,
that was a fun song. You're like,
it's great. I love that."
but yeah, dude. Man, what a great night. And Mikey, thank you for the little drops for us. You know,
Yeah.
there's a
Yeah,
lot of
I
things.
appreciate it.
There's a lot of things that we do for you guys that are for y'all, but that one was for us. So thank you guys. Thank you guys. And thank you, Mikey, obviously, for the support, namely one, and for just being creative. As a creator myself, it inspires me. So keep doing what you're doing, because I'm gonna keep doing it as well. And go ahead, Leon. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, you good. I was just I'll say whatever I gotta say when later when when it's time the closing thoughts and whatnot.
Well, Necron's done, so go ahead. It's you, bro. So
Very good.
your turn,
Okay.
yeah.
Now I was just gonna say, what was it? Football Dreamwalker and Snyderverse, right? Okay, so as far as football, sorry Tony Khan. I don't know. Sorry Brady. It's a wrap. Florida's done, and we came, we saw, we tried. I'm just happy we tried. Florida
we
was
went
there.
home early with a beer in our hands, right?
Yeah,
man. We still went home happy.
Can't sleep on Florida, man. We're a championship state, man. So
yeah.
I love us. But
We
anyway,
got the Bolts coming back anyways for the
Right.
NHL title this year. But go ahead.
and we got the Guardians, so it's all good, man. It's a great place to live, great vacation spot. You can't go wrong with Florida, baby. You just can't. You know what I'm saying? It's I think the only other state that I would say is rivaling it in totality would probably be Cali, man. Cali is like, that's my second home, man. Shout out to Cali, you know what I'm saying?
Some spots in Texas, but only.
Oh
some.
yeah, for sure. Some. But yeah, as far as Snyderverse, I'm gonna save the Dreamwalker for last. But as far as Snyderverse goes, actually, I'm gonna do the Dreamwalker now. Look, like if you just imagine, right? Like this comic is so dope and where it is right now, right? And I'm gonna just leave it at that. Like think about that for a second. Let that sink in. Where it is right now. What issue is it on?
Two.
Exactly. And then, yeah, man, like, and that's it. That's all I gotta say. Like, y'all know what I'm trying to say when I say that. Like, think of that, right? It's on issue 2, bro. Like, it's crazy, right? Like,
Insane, bro.
it's only on issue 2, bro.
Insane, dude.
Isn't that nuts? Like, think about that. I know it's hitting
3
Mikey.
literally is not out yet.
Right.
Like 3 is literally coming up pretty soon.
And like,
the story's just starting.
Bro, 3 is gonna be so massive.
Bro. And it's nuts.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, I obviously, so I just gotta play with it a little. You know what I'm saying? And
You're right.
get them moist. Get them moist.
A little more for you guys.
But anyway, so moving on to these hashtag sell ZSJL to Netflix, hashtag sell Snyderverse to Netflix. I've typed that out so much that I don't even have to think about it anymore. It's just da 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 da. Yeah, those hashtags mean a lot, man. Skywalker came through on the clutch in the 11th hour, as they say, came through and saved the fandom. And you know, I pulled out Excalibur and was like, I'm ready to lop off anybody getting in the way of it. So I've been a bit I've been a bit ornery lately, like as they say, like the bulls get a little ornery and they want to kick and you know, shove their horns in the stomachs of lames, right? But I'm being professional because at the end of the day, that's what's gonna see this through. I think that everybody questioning Zach's likes is conversation in and of itself, right? Like you're talking about it, so that means it's important. If the likes didn't mean anything, you just ignore it, right? He just likes everything. Oh, well, you just ignore it, right? It must mean something, right? Exactly. Oh, you guys, it'll fail. It must mean that we have a shot because you give a shit so much. Because if you really thought we had a chance at failing, you wouldn't care. You'd just be like, yeah, this is nothing. I won't say anything about it. I don't talk about shit that's meaningless. I just don't. I don't even pay attention to it. I know like significant others in my past that have done that, and it's been like, I look at them and I go, why are we talking about who's dating a Kardashian? I don't give a shit. Like, that's irrelevant to me. It doesn't move my plate. It doesn't pay my bills. Like, I'm good.
It doesn't affect us. It doesn't matter
at all. So I move like that with most things in life. So these hashtags, if I was not a part of the Cool Table, Soul Nation, and the Mikeyverse, and you guys came up with these and I was just an audience member and I was against it, I'll probably say it once, like, I don't know if it'd work. And I'd leave it at that. I wouldn't go on streams talking about it. I wouldn't go on tweets getting ratioed for it. I just wouldn't say anything. I wouldn't care. I wouldn't want to be a prime example for stupidity. But anyway, that being said, hashtag sell ZSJ on Netflix, hashtag sell Snyderverse to Netflix. This can work. And, you know, if it doesn't, hey, we gave it a shot. What do you have to lose? Use the hashtags. Come on board.
Got nothing left to lose, Mo. Because guess what? We don't have anything at WBD right now, so we might as well try and get something at Netflix.
Thank you. That too. WBD also has nothing to lose and everything to gain from this too. Yeah, Netflix, they have nothing because they know, bro. If they get the Snyderverse, they're looking for a property like big time. That's why they're investing so much in Zack Snyder. Rebel Moon, Army of the Dead. They're looking for a property that they can latch their wagon onto, man. I mean, you're telling me that the big boys at Netflix aren't sitting around with their money going, if we can get those DC characters, like, why not, right?
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
It's just that simple. It doesn't even take any sort of intellectual deep thought. You know, we'll save that for another day. Just act like it's just us, like Scott says. I love when he says that. It's just us,
know,
right?
he's been doing that.
We all chilling, we drinking, smoking, just hanging, right? We just chilling, bro. You telling me them motherfuckers ain't on Netflix saying, hey, bro, like, you see what they doing out there, right? Yeah, that shit crazy, man. They making a lot of noise out there on them streets. What y'all think? Bro, we can get the Snyderverse. Let's get it. Hey, Zach, what's up? They ain't give you a call, right? Nah. Yeah, we'll call them. Don't even worry about it. We'll call them. We'll see how much noise they kick up on 2/14 day. So join us so we can kick up some noise and give Netflix more incentive to get the licensing. Yeah. And that's all I got to say.
Nah, it's a perfect way to pick it up. And I'm gonna go ahead. Pick it right off of that, Sky. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
Nah, I was gonna say that is the new one, is that nobody's actually listening to us. I've been seeing that quite a bit today as well, you know, that we haven't really garnered any attention whatsoever. right? Even though we've gotten multiple articles from Forbes and several other outlets, right? Well over a dozen probably articles now. I mean, right? But we're not making any noise. Look, in terms of football, my picks, because I'm gonna just I'm gonna let Austin off the hook. He ain't asked me what none of my picks was. I was like, you know what? It's all good. So I'm gonna give him to y'all.
Dude, come on, bro.
Right?
I
Facts.
tried
He
to
didn't
help
ask
you
me
out,
not
bro.
one pick. Not one pick tonight. But it's cool, right? I'm picking the Chiefs, right? And I'm picking the 49ers.
All right.
All right.
I guess you're gonna have to wait till the weekend to see my picks, bro.
Yeah, those are my picks,
All right.
right? Or hey, who knows? Am I gonna be invited on? Maybe, maybe not. You know what I'm saying? We'll see. Nah, I'm just joking because I missed last week because other stuff. But okay. Terms of Dreamwalker, yo. Yeah, man. All these ideas that have been coming from Mikey have been super dope, right? The Dreamwalker CD, all these posters and stuff, yo. And literally, like Leon said, we're only on issue 2, yo. I mean, this thing is just gonna keep getting bigger and bigger. If you look at the level of quality, like jump from issue 1 to issue 2, that was a whole other thing. It's like, yo, this thing is just getting better as it is going along, and who knows how big that this thing is going to end up getting, right? Shouts out to Mikey Sutton and to Noel, yo, they really cultivated something special, and I can't wait to see all of the things that will be coming in the future, right? For Dreamwalker and just for the whole comic series in general. So much love to those individuals, and I will see you guys soon in the sun, right? Now, now moving on to Snyder, yo. This hashtag sale movement is something that I take very seriously, right? I'm very proud of the accomplishments that we've kind of made up to this point, right? As I said the other night, we have reached over 275,000 tweets. So that was definitely a milestone that I thought was super dope. And, just looking forward to trending day. We got even more ideas on how to hype you guys up and to kind of keep this conversation going. We just had the call to action videos on Sunday, which went off like a bomb, right? So that was super dope too. I got to see a lot of people in the community that I hadn't really gotten to see, or hadn't really been able to hear their voice, right? So that was a super dope experience, and it just lets me know, right, that this community is built off like real people, it's a real flesh and blood grassroots movement, and I love it, and that is what keeps me motivated to keep working hard for you guys, right? I even kind of worked myself into being a little ill yesterday, and I was just like, but hey, it's all good though, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna try my absolute best to bring this home for you guys, and I think that everybody else that is involved is trying just as hard as I am, right? There are a lot of people that have been putting in mad work behind the scenes, and I can't thank them enough, right? Because without them, this thing does not go. Like, yes, I had the idea, but there's been real time, effort, and like a real labor of love from a lot of people, right? So, this is for all of us. It's for all of you guys, and we just are going to continue to try to make Zach proud. This is at 4 likes now, and we know how Zach operates, yo. So we're not gonna act like his likes don't mean anything now. I am going off the same rules that I was going off of when I was in the Release the Snyder Cut movement, right? I mean, literally, like nothing's changed. And so we're full steam ahead, and we got a lot of dope stuff planned for you guys, and we just hope that 214 is going to be as massive as we can possibly make it. I'm taking some time off work, right? And I think it's going to be super fun. We're going to have some Twitter spaces going for y'all, some live streams. I'm going to have guests coming on throughout the day. It's going to be a super dope day all around, and I'm hoping that everybody can be there and we can really, really drive some crazy numbers. So thank you guys.
Just
Much
the beginning,
love.
bro. Just the beginning, bro. And you have anything else coming up in the near future, Sky? Any shows you want to promote?
Yes, I will be going live tomorrow night, yo. Tomorrow night, we got to have another discussion about hashtag sell and why I think that there's been some more recent actions that have kind of kind of even more so cemented why I think that this thing is important, right? I mean, there's been so many examples of why this movement is like much needed, and I feel like we got another big one recently. So be on the lookout for that. I will be going live tomorrow night, so for sure.
Hell yeah, be on the lookout. And be on the lookout for the good countdown coming back for the championship countdown. Going to be a fun one because we get to only talk about 2 games and going real in the depth about the season, kind of how they got there, and providing I have enough time, I'll be able to get something done that I've been trying to get done for the countdown show. But if nobody knows, I know the Cool Table knows, but today or Wednesday, I should say, was me and my lady's anniversary, and we're going to be celebrating on Saturday. So I will be not in on Saturday. We'll not be having a show on Saturday, but we will be having a show on Sunday, and we'll be talking about the football games. If you're a football fan, come back Sunday. We'll see you there. I'll obviously be in everybody else's chat, and I will be talking to everybody who's in this chat or in the replay crew, and I'll still be supporting this movement positively and trying to debunk people in the nicest way possible, because we want Snyder fans and fans who liked his iteration of DC. We want them to be on our side, and even if they only hashtag once, right? That's still a unique person with posting a hashtag and putting effort in. So it's all it takes is one, and that's all we really ask. If you do more, then that's just icing on the cake for us. So we appreciate everyone who's here supporting us first and foremost, and secondly supporting this hashtag and this movement. And hopefully for yourselves, you're also finding a renewed positivity in your life and renewed hope in general, because it's been a dark time for a lot of us, but we can move on from our old past toxic relationship and start with somebody who we don't have any of that baggage with. You know what I mean? Got nothing but good memories with these people, and I hope more is going to come. And with that said, I got an exclusive too the other day. Sky ain't the only one with connections, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to go out on a little something that y'all might have seen somewhere else, but this is to get y'all hype. So everyone have a great night. Thank you for being here. This has been Freezing Cold Takes. I hope you enjoyed the flying cold take of today, and I hope you see y'all back next week, if not back on Sunday. So everyone have a good night. Gentlemen, thanks for being here, and we'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Bang.
We don't want you here.
Carry your ass if I have to. And you're gonna end this. This should just be like a chapter. Right? You're gonna go to war. That son of a bitch brought the war. Everybody's gonna know what we did.
Thousands of